I would now like to invite Sarah Lockwood back to the microphone, who will present the class reflections.
When I sat down to write this speech, I didn't know where to start. How could I possibly try to summarize these last 2 years? We had the beginning, which was relatively normal for nursing school anyway. Then along came the pandemic, where we were signed up for a weekly subscription of nasal swabbing and were enrolled in Zoom University. Then there was that time when the whole class and almost all the professors were quarantined, and we ended with a strange hybrid of online and in-person classes. Despite this roller coaster ride our class has been on, I'm not sure any of us would change a minute of it. When we first came to Jumpstart, I remember the professors saying, "These people will become your family." At the time, I shrugged it off and didn't really believe it. It seemed impractical that such a large group of people with wide age ranges, some with kids, some on their second career, some straight out of high school, from so many different locations would all be a family. Well, I'm still not sure how, but we are one very large, dysfunctional, but extremely tight-knit family. We know each other's kids, pets, husbands and wives, parents, even the plants that a few of us take great pride in. If you need help or just need to vent, one quick message in the group chat at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. and you will be answered almost immediately. This also means if you're asleep at a respectable hour, you will wake up to 153 unread messages. Anyway, the point is that this class is without a doubt a family. Each person has a special role, and we would not have made it here without each other. One of the things that you will find everyone in this program will tell you is that despite feeling like Christmas came early when we received our acceptance letter, we were terrified to start, and we all became very superstitious. Here we are, 2 years later, done with school, yet just as terrified. That doesn't seem fair. In lecture, we started out for the first semester in person, sitting in that large room hidden behind the stairs that most of us couldn't even find the first day of class. Then we quickly moved to Zoom lectures. You would think lecture over Zoom would be easier. You roll out of bed, no need to brush your hair or change your pajamas, just turn the camera on. Everyone looks just as bad as you do. Every Monday and Friday, we all had breakfast together, many, many snacks, lunch, and even sometimes dinner if lectures ran long. The professor is constantly trying to get us to answer questions, but it's hard to talk around a mouthful of cereal or a handful of goldfish. Next, we go to lab with Julie Soul. We chose her as our keynote speaker as everyone adores her, but in lab, you do everything you can to avoid eye contact. No one wants to be picked to answer a question or, worst of all, be primary nurse in a simulation. A few of the more useful tactics are pretend you forgot your contacts and can't read the board, even if you don't wear contacts. Take a drink or ask the question to be repeated in hopes that a neighbor can whisper the answer to you before she asks again. Last but not least is clinical. We had to be there so early and parked so far away. We walked in the rain, through unplowed sidewalks, and on the rare occasion, nice warm weather, to the hospital where we met at 6:30 a.m. right across from a Starbucks that wasn't even open yet. The late nights looking up medications and diseases, trying to be as prepared as possible, only to get there the next morning and find that your patient has been moved overnight and you're being assigned a new one. Clinicals were also where we performed most of the dreaded critical elements. Critical elements were usually not too difficult and something we could perform just fine until you said the words critical element. Then we suddenly couldn't even remember our own name. Despite all the struggles and the many, many tears, there were so many good things too. Working at the vaccine clinics, coming together to help our community stay safe. The babies both born and growing right alongside our class. We have one already here and 3 more on the way. The friendships that will last a lifetime. We will also remember the funny moments. Taylor passing out in lab, me passing out in clinical, how clueless we were when we started. We didn't even know how to properly make the beds. The loofah, the bags of lavender Cassandra gave us to help with stress, and the wine stains on our clinical folders. Dr. Hess adding pictures of cats to our pharmacology PowerPoints, and never failing to rub in the fact that she had time to watch TV and we did not. And last but not least, Mark showing up late to critical element testing if there was free popcorn downstairs. As we look back on this time in our careers, we will only remember the good bits, the laughs, the friendships, the family. It would be remiss of me to give any kind of speech without thanking everyone who helped us to get here today. Our families, who were so understanding when we missed more than one family dinner or birthday party. Our professors, who pushed us to be our best and never gave up on us. To each other, for refusing to leave anyone behind and never letting someone cry alone. And to ourselves, because really, we did all the hard work, right? To the nursing class of 2021, I wish you all the best of luck in the future. Go out and make big waves, change the world, and save lives. But never forget where you got your start and who was by your side when your dreams came true. We finally made it, everyone. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sarah.